What's up, guys? I'm George, and this is another episode of Comic Club, where we take a recent comic that we took a look at and talk about it, obviously. So with me is, as always, is my buddy Chad, the connoisseur of comics. I'm going to get this right at some point. What's up, Chad?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Happy to be here, talk my favorite things, which is comics. And as you guys know, we all loved Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 1, so we're here to talk issue 2. So I'm super stoked, and I'm just really happy to be here. So thank you once again, George, for having me, man.
That's no problem, bro. I'm happy to have you here. All right, and we got the statue fanatic, Calvin. Calvin, what'd you think about the book, man? You felt just as happy as he does?
Yeah, hashtag not DC comic. Yeah, it was good. I read it. And I can't wait to talk about it.
Detective comic. All right, and then with us as always is the Pop Knight, Seth. What's up, Seth?
What's popping, everybody?
What do you think about the comic so far?
Comic book club.
We do need some music, right?
It's the new
We're never gonna get anybody to watch us.
I agree with Calvin. I'm glad it's not Batman again.
All I'm going to say is that right now, I mean, as it sits from the first 2 issues that I read, I'm giving this thing a marvelous seal of approval. I love this book. I really do.
Yeah,
like where this thing is going.
I do too. I love it. It's just so much things that are happening. I need to know. I need to know if Nebula is really okay with this. I need to know if a lot of stuff is happening. Where is his head? I need to know a lot of stuff.
I like that. The marvelous seal of approval.
I like that. Digging that. I think I'm going to start using that, bro.
You should use that, dude. I like that.
Yeah.
This comic really has me sold. I love the art, the writing style of it, even from the beginnings. Because right at the beginning, you know, before I started to read the second book, I felt like I needed a recap of the first book, and then the way they did it on this one is you have Star-Lord like talking to the camera, and he's basically giving you a synopsis of the previous book, and I could see that like in a movie, and I thought that was really cool.
Kind of like Deadpool, that fourth wall, breaking down, kind of talking to you,
And what's awesome is like as you see him talking, you're like, all right, like who is it that he's talking? Like you start to realize he's having a conversation with someone. You're like, who is he talking to? And it turns out to be Kitty Pryde.
So explain that, man. Why is he talking to Kitty Pryde? It seems like they have like a past.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they've had past. I mean, it's Star-Lord, so of course he's been, you know, around in the galaxy, so he's had some sort of relationship with her in the past. But obviously, and she even notes it and states it, you know, his love for Gamora, you know. So I don't know. I'll say this, and I know you mentioned like the artwork and this creative team, just Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw, just phenomenal. And they gave us Thanos Wins. They're the original team of that. So it's just really cool to see this because it's almost like that storyline continuing in a sense from there. So that's what I've been liking about it so far. It's been awesome. And
I feel like it has a cinematic flow, and I enjoy that. Like I could see this being in a movie or a TV episode or something.
I could too. I agree with you. I totally agree with that.
Going on to the whole Kitty Pryde thing. I think that was interesting how, you know, the X-Men kind of got involved, and he brought up that you know, Colossus. She was marrying Colossus.
Yeah, I already had.
They had that one scene which I really didn't know what to make of, where he's talking about Colossus, but then she's like grabbing onto her arm. Like, does Colossus beat her or something?
Well, that I don't know because I don't read X-Men books, so I know. But I was a little confused by that too because I saw that as well.
That's a little weird.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to look more into that. But at the same time, like, I mean, there's probably no way for Colossus to be gentle, right?
Well, like, he doesn't turn metal. He's not metal all the time.
There's a lot of visuals there. A lot of visuals. So with the story itself, what I got out of the story was this: like the overarching story is this, that they think that they're on some more noble mission to be able to alter what could happen when it comes to trying to resurrect Thanos. There's a lot of underlying things going on. One, you don't want to piss Mistress Death off because apparently Thanos is where she wants him to be. To bring him back would be really.
You know that's Hela, right?
Yeah. So I didn't want to give everything away.
I think it's spoilers.
We're talking a review right now. This is not
spoilers. All right then. All right, cool. And then I think they all have maybe even somewhat misguided. It always goes bad when you try to alter destiny of fate, and that's what they're trying to do by determining that they're going to kill Gamora or whatever because she may be coming back as the reincarnated Thanos, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the speculation behind, and that's the one that everyone's going to because we're just getting out of the Infinity Wars event, and Gamora had the Infinity Stones and did things with the Infinity Stones, and you guys can go check out Infinity Wars with an S at the end if you want to know what happened in that. So this is definitely coming.
If it's plural.
Yeah, it's definitely coming out of that storyline, and everyone is, of course, is like leaning towards that. And I also think there's another thing that's happening right here, and they've kind of hinted at this, like in like previews, like months ago. But as we saw in that one part of the book, you had Cosmic Ghost Rider and Groot going at it, right? And then Star-Lord had to like come and like break things.
I am stab.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a bunch of little baby Groots running around. It's like, what the hell?
So Groot was spawning little baby Groots, and Star-Lord had to, like, of course, like, split that up. And then, as you guys noticed, he dips, and then he goes off to where Star Fox and all those other guys, where they're trying to steal Thanos' bodies back. You know what I mean? Because they want his body to resurrect it. So,
I was confused about that, too. It's because, like, okay, so in one moment, Cosmic Ghost Rider is with Star-Lord and the gang. Mm-hmm. And then he appears at the end of the comic with was it Thanos' brother, right?
Yeah, because they had that conversation between Star-Lord and Cosmic Ghost Rider where I guess they were trying, like, you either gonna like go save Gamora or kill Gamora, and Cosmic Ghost Rider's like, well, I'm killing her because I want nothing to do with Thanos. And there's a lot of reasons for that for Cosmic Ghost Rider personally, because he has a lot of vendetta against Thanos, and you can read Thanos Wins if you want to know more about that and why he. So,
but my confusion is this. My confusion is in the first comic, I believe we're assumed to think that the only survivors of that whole time warp thing that happened, when they all got sucked in, was the people that were announced as the new Guardians. Mm-hmm. And then now we're seeing that some of the other people that were at that meeting in the first comic survived. So how did Ghost Rider know that they survived?
Well, he's Cosmic Ghost Rider. He has the ability of cosmic, so he can just cosmically, go through,
I got one.
George found the plot hole.
But no, the thing.
No. I have a question. It's not along that, but
no,
maybe I should know this. Who is the guy that projects the dragon hologram thing?
Yeah, who is that?
Knocked the hell out of Ghost Rider, and he goes, "I felt that."
Was it?
I think it was a girl.
Girl,
yeah. It was the bald-headed guy.
I think the bald-headed guy was a girl.
I want to say it was Moondragon or Phyla-Vell.
Maybe that's a girl that has the bald.
I think it's a girl.
Is that the same girl that was in bed with the other girl?
Yeah, who are those two girls?
I think it was a guy and a girl. I don't think it was two girls.
That is two girls.
I want to say two girls. I want to say it's Moondragon.
Two girls.
If I'm not mistaken,
two girls, one dragon.
It's Sinead O'Connor and.
It's two girls, Seth.
I think
two girls, one dragon. All right, we got it.
Two girls, one dragon. I like that.
Yeah, it's Moondragon.
Moondragon.
Yeah, it's Moondragon.
Who's the girl with the white hair that's hugging up on her?
That's Phyla-Vell. They're together.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you got that little scene, which was cool. But no, what I was getting
that little scene that was cool.
But what I was getting to though with Cosmic Ghost Rider and him breaking off to go with Star Fox and all them was that's the Dark Guardians, and that's supposedly going to branch off into its own, like, I guess probably tie into whatever's going on in here. So they're on the mission to go kill Gamora, where it seems like the Guardians are going to go save her because that's what Star-Lord is going to do.
I'm a little disappointed in that only because I like Cosmic Ghost Rider and I like the dynamic he had with the with these other characters that are in the Guardians. So I'm curious to see who's going to end up staying with the Guardians and continuing this comic.
The one thing that's interesting is that the Collector reappeared.
The Collector, yeah.
Yeah, the Collector reappeared, and they were trying to find Thanos' head. I feel like I'm reading like an episode of like Where's Waldo, because they're trying to find Thanos' head.
Yeah, but you have to remember
in order for this resurrection to happen. Yeah. So it's like, okay, so clearly someone has it, but who has it?
Well, the Collector said he hid it, no?
No, I think he said he sold it.
Oh, he sold it.
I mean, I don't know who would want to buy a head, but that's just me. I mean, I'm not opposed to buying head, but
some people like head.
I don't even know what to say right now.
But I definitely, and it's funny too because we also see the what is it? The Thanos's team. I forgot what the name of them is called. Where it's Proximity of Midnight, the Black Order, and the Black Order is with Hela, and they're trying to find the head. The head too. So it's like everybody's after the same thing, but I guess like you said, Shed, like you probably have to read the other comics to understand the whole Gamora, the whole Gamora thing. But it's like I get why Star-Lord wants to try to save her because of the love aspect, but is it really going to lead to the point where they're going to have to kill her in order to make sure that Thanos doesn't come back?
I'm digging that the characters seem to be heavily inspired from the movie. Like Star-Lord's character has, reminds me of the movie version of the character.
Well,
Same thing.
yeah, and with, as the movies have come out, the comics have definitely adapted those characters into those types of roles in the comics, and you can see that a lot.
Yeah, I dig that. So at the end, they're talking to what's her Nebula, and then Nebula is stating that they're trying to find a Gamora, and they said to find Gamora they gotta find Nova. So what's the point? What's with that?
I guess, well, as Nebula said, I guess they have some undying love for each other. So he would be the one to find her. So we got to find out. The one thing I was gonna say to Seth about it's Donny Cates. So there's a twist or a turn, or probably a few more coming that we don't know about. Okay. I'll say one of my favorite things about this book is we get Beta Ray Bill, man. Beta Ray Bill getting a little shine, man. I love that. So
I definitely like the aspect that they're keeping everybody guessing right now of who is gonna, whose body is Thanos gonna take, like who is he gonna be reincarnated into? Yeah, and I like that guessing aspect of it because basically it's gonna wind up pinning everybody. I feel that it's gonna wind up pinning everybody against one another, and then in the end, ultimately, it's gonna wind up turning into one like giant bloodbath.
The synopsis to the next issue kind of alludes to something like that when it says that the Dark Guardians ascend with the new Thanos rising. The galaxy calls for a group of heroes who will use any means necessary to avoid the threat. But unfortunately, Star-Lord, that he doesn't is not who he thinks it's going to be.
I mean, I think everyone thinks it's going to be Gamora, but it's not going to be, and that's because that's the easy choice to think it's going to be Gamora.
You know what? Right now, while we're doing this, I think we should all put in a couple of bucks and do a bet for who we think's gonna be the person. I think that would be a little fun thing for us to do.
Man, I guess but I don't know, but it's just like so broad. I wish there was more characters like to narrow it down to be like, okay.
This isn't Colonel Mustard in the lead pipe with the in the study.
But we don't even know all the people that are suspects. I mean, other than because they barely showed that in the last one.
He said anyone in the galaxy, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Newsflash: everyone is suspect.
I feel like this comic was a continuation. I like the flow of it. I like where it's going. There wasn't anything resolved yet, and there wasn't any real new information given here. It was more or less just still setup.
It's exactly, and like I said, I think the underlining thing is the setup of the Dark Guardians,
right?
And I think that's what you were kind of getting to see the glimpse of at the end there. So,
no, I think it's pretty cool.
So that means you're gonna have a first appearance of a new team. So you definitely want to try to get single issues somehow.
I kind of
not digital issues.
Well, no, I mean if you're into collecting, I mean if you're gonna read it, get it how you need to read it. But if you're into collecting, of course those are the things you want to be on the lookout for. The first, team appearances and stuff like that.
I'm gonna throw this out there and let's see if it sticks. I think Cosmic Ghost Rider is going UC. I think he's going undercover.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's still part of the Guardians because I think I've read interviews with Donny Cates saying like, no, he's going to be a Guardian. He's going to be a Guardian. So you might be right there, Seth.
I think he's going undercover. I think he's trying to gather whatever kind of intel he can, and then bring it back to everybody and say, hey, listen, while you guys were all here fighting, yelling, and screaming, I'm out here doing this, trying to help the situation. So let's take this information and run with it.
Right.
Yeah, but I also think he's still trying to kill Gamora. He did say that.
You know what? People say things sometimes, you know?
It's true.
He is Ghost Rider, though. I mean, he's
No, I love the reference there, Seth. People say things sometimes. They don't necessarily mean them.
I'm interested what the people in the chat got to say about this one. So overall, guys, do you agree with me on this one? I feel like this comic is definitely flowing very well, and it's probably one of the better comics I've been reading recently. So, you guys feel
It's
the same
definitely a
way?
good read. It's definitely a good read, hands down.
Yeah.
And it's like so short though. It's like it was over. I was like getting into it and like, okay, next issue to be continuing. Like, he just want my money.
And-
You just want my money.
Calvin, yo. I mean, I thought
Comics on a budget. That's the next one.
I don't. Yeah, right. It's gonna be the next thing. Comics on a budget. I don't feel like it was short. I think it was just that entertaining that it's kind of like a good TV episode. You know, before you know it, it's over.
It's
want
over,
more?
yeah.
Yeah.
It does leave you wanting more. That for
Yeah.
sure.
I think so too. I think it's definitely something. All right, so I'm interested to hear what you guys think in the chat. You know, if you've read the comic, please let us know what you feel about it. If you guys agree with where we're going with it, you know. Otherwise, you know, let us know what your guys' thoughts are. Who do you think is going to end up being Thanos? You know, that'll be interesting to see what you guys think.
You know what we should do?
What's up?
If someone guesses right of who's going to resurrect Thanos, we should give away a comic.
I'm all right to give away a comic, but what happens when you have multiple people guess the same character?
It's the first person who guessed it right.
Oh, the first person. That's gonna be hard.
That's
man.
going to be hard, bro.
We gotta set that up another way somehow.
Yeah,
But
I like where you're going with it.
We
Give
will
it away.
do a comic giveaway soon. We will
Yeah.
make that happen. And actually, I guess we'll have to make it incorporated with the episode and maybe do a raffle or something like that. You guys will
At the final, I
have a
think
question or
probably
something like that. People gotta answer.
the final one we should do it. The final comic. Did they even know how many?
Well, this is gonna be ongoing for sure. So
So this
we got a lot of
could go on for like issue 100 or some shit like that, right?
yeah, I mean, I don't know how long Donny Cates will be on it. Like, for instance, he's on Venom right now, but from my understanding, he's only writing up to issue 12, and after issue 12, he's getting off of it. So, I mean, I don't know how long he'll be on Guardians, but yes, it's starting from issue 1, and it's going to go continuing.
All
But
right.
it's got a legacy number, though, too, because they're doing this dual number thing, and that's a whole nother topic we could talk about with comics.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, again, guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think about this. Also, let us know if there's anything that you think we should be reading and you want us hear us talk about. You know, we're definitely open to suggestions. So let us know in the comments. We're going to be coming back at you with another episode of Comic Club next week. I don't know what we're reading yet, but Chad's going to point us in the right direction, I'm sure.
yeah, I'll figure it out for you guys. I'll find a good DC title so we
We're
can change that
committed to
perspective.
keeping the
Or maybe
DC
Image.
1000 thing now.
Oh, we can go Image, too.
Image,
For sure.
something like that. We'll figure something out. We'll
Uh-huh.
get you guys another Comic Club episode next week. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Until next time, keep it marvelous.
Give it
Keep
Marvel.
marvelous, guys.